my first video about trucking, and it is titled "My First Year in Trucking." My name is Steven. I am right now a current truck driver for John Christian Trucking, currently in Texas. And this is my first year truck. I started in March. It is today February 14th, Valentine's Day. My wife not happy about that. 2023. My first day truck driving was March 28th, 2022. So almost 2 years. And in that year, I worked for Werner Transportation, Werner, W-E-R-N-E-R, Werner Enterprises. I worked there for my first 6 months in training, and then I came over with JCT, and I've been here since September, October. And I want to tell you a couple things. One, what can you expect your first year of truck driving? What I expected and what actually happened. How much I'm making, how much I made in order, how much I'm making now. What it did to my family, what it's doing to my family, my kids, and how long do I think I can continue to do it? Like I said, my name is Steven, and I've been wanting to truck drive for a while, but I had some issues, some tickets that needed to fall off before I just started. From my younger years of being a speed demon, first car, down the road 70, 80 miles an hour when it's supposed to go off. Certain days like that, learned better than that. I think I'm 21, 22. And I was like, oh, now that's still gotta be like 3 years. But I started truck driving because I was at a dead-end career. I was on again and off again security guard. I loved being a security guard. I became a captain. I became to run my own shift and things like that. But I was still only making $17 an hour, leading 17 different grown men and women, guarding several marijuana plants, and at one time courthouses and Department of Revenues. Still making $17 an hour, getting 45, 50 hours a week. No overtime. No overtime time and a half. Straight salary. Sorry about that. Man, this road was horrible. $17 an hour. Bring it home, if I'm lucky, $700, $800 a week. 2 kids. $1,000 rent. Wife didn't work, doesn't work, take care of kids. Well, I say she's my fiance, but she's gonna be more easy. I'm planning to get married in January of this year. But as soon as my paychecks would come in, it would be gone automatically. Like I would get paid 1 week, and then it's just bill, and then next thing you know, I have $75, $80 left on my bank account to survive on for the rest of the week. Rent was horrible. It was like going up from $1,000 to now $1,700. Next year $1,800. And I knew at that time there was no way I could pay all the bills and continue to bust my ass, and So I thought about truck driving. I became interested. I applied to, in my opinion, the best truck driving school out there, Roadmaster. I went to Roadmaster in Orlando, Florida. At that time, it was backed up. Everybody was there for 6 or 7 weeks. There was times where I wanted to give up. I was not the best backer. Took me a while. Pre-trip was pretty easy. I can memorize a lot of crap. So pre-trip was easy. The maneuvers was my downfall. I mean, I'm good backer now, but it took a while. Whew, Jesus Christ, it took a while. Alley dock. I remember the first time I did the alley dock, it did good. I did good. First time doing it. Straight back was okay. What's that one called? Straight back, alley dock, offset. Offset was issue the first couple times. Alley dock was okay. And then it went to hell. I mean hell. I'm trying to make this video too long. It's already 6 minutes long. I haven't really got to know what I'm doing. It was absolute hell. The more I practiced, it seemed like the worse I got. I took the state test 3 times. Practice. There was so many students that you couldn't practice like that. So I would maybe run through alley dock one day or 2 times, or offset 2 times one day, and every other day we would do something else. So we drove every other day and did like maybe 2 maneuvers that day. So in my opinion, I didn't have enough practice, but it's always me. It's always how I'm hard on myself than anybody else, because I want to be perfect. I'll never be perfect, but I want to be perfect. I wanted to get it right the first time, and I wanted to get out of there as soon as possible. Because I didn't have a job at that time. I had to sacrifice my job because I was a student, so I couldn't actually work. I had saved pretty good, so I was living on my savings for 2 months. 2 months. A lot of stress. So I was in a rush to get it done. I'm talking. I wanted it done like today. Like I wanted it to be done. And done. Took a while. 6 weeks, on to my 7th week. I took the state test. I failed. Just like I said, alley dock was my downfall. I lost every single point on the alley dock. I beat every single point. And when I lost all my points, y'all, I was like all like this, and I was stuck. I'm telling you, there was no way to get out of that situation, and I just got out the truck. I was like, man, I can't. There's nothing I can do. I mean, I had maybe 1 point left, and I was like, if I move this way, I'm gonna hit the line. If I move this way, I'm gonna hit the line. So I'm like, whatever. I fell. And that was the day. I was so ready, and I was so proud of myself. I actually brought my wife to watch me take the test because I was so confident. I was like, bro, I hit every single move the day before. I'm good. I'm gonna do it. Alley dock, kill. And I was so sure. I got out of that truck and I just looked at her. I'm sorry. The second time, I fell on the drive. I hit a curb. Well, he said I brushed the curb, but I didn't go over the curb. He said, but I touched the curb on the most difficult turn. So I was like, really? I brushed the curb, like my wheel touched the curb, bro. So you're gonna fail me there? And then he said, along with that, when I was turning, I would look to the wrong mirror, and I didn't come to a complete stop apparently when I did my emergency pull off, which I completely did. I literally had to stop and explain to him. So I was like, whatever. He was technically, I was still going, whatever. So it's really cold out here. It's 39 degrees, and here comes the wind. Wow. Call it the sunrise. So I failed. The second time, I was determined to not even give him a chance to even continue anything I had. I was determined to do everything perfectly. Didn't lose no points. Didn't touch no curves. Straight past everything. I'm talking about everything. He couldn't fail me on nothing. I'm telling you, I did that drive, and I was perfect. I was saying, when you have to pull out, go straight, turn late. I was turning extra late. I was making sure I'm nowhere near no curve. I'm wide as hell. I don't care how much you want to turn. I'm wide. Passed my test. Was with Werner, Roadmaster. They put me in contact with Werner. I was in orientation for Werner. 4 days later. 4 days later, I was in Lake City, Florida, at the terminal, doing backing, everything. Got that done. Got my training within 3 or 4 days. Was off his truck within 20 days, and I was on my own. I accepted at the time the Dollar General account. It was hell on earth because when I finally got off my trainer's truck, it was starting to get hot. I did that until August, July. I did that until July, and then I went over the road. While doing that, I'm gonna say that's the most money I made until I got to here. Doing that, what I was doing, I was doing refrigerated, and I was doing dry sometimes too with Dollar General. The refrigerated loads where I made the most money, I was getting $1,500, $1,300, $1,400 a week. On dries, I was getting $1,200, $1,300. I switched to 48 states. Where I was getting 45, 46 cents a mile. Real hard trouble finding loads for me. Like, I wouldn't really go anywhere, and I would find myself sitting 7 to 8 hours after delivery, waiting for them telling me, oh, they're contacting the planner, and then I would get a load at 3 o'clock in the morning. I just sitting there and getting there like 5 o'clock. I would get one at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd get up when it was my 10 hours break and go. Woke up at 3 o'clock every morning. I would go. On average, with Werner, on 48 states, I was averaging 2,000 to 2,100 miles a week. Running my clock. I'm talking about running it. A lot of dropping hooks. I like that though. I had a lot of Werner. A lot of Walmart dropping hooks. So I would go to Walmart DC, and I would drop there, pick up empty, and wait. And then I'll get another one, and I would go. I'm talking about all of the East Coast, from Virginia to New York, out to Laredo, Texas, Oklahoma, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, everywhere. Maryland, Washington. I went to Washington, D.C., of course. West Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio. Never go further than that. But on average, the least I've ever made was $400. That was a bad week. I had broke down, and $400. All the taxes taken out. I'm running on $400. The whole check, without taxes taken out, was like $700, $600. That's when I hit rock bottom. I looked at that paycheck and I almost cried because I was like, I got rent due, this, I got this due, and just telling me I just made $400 in 1 week. And my bills are due. My bills are due right now. Oh my God. First of all, I want to apologize. So if I'm driving, I wanted to do video, and I'm technically still driving for 7 hours. So sorry, but not sorry, because I'm also very alert. I decided, better things are out there, the best check I had with 48 States with them was $1,200. That's how I went to Laredo, Texas. So I started off, and that was even, it wasn't even supposed to be like that because I had a late trip. I delivered, after the cutoff, like the day after pay period start. So I got all those loads from, I believe it was from Atlanta, Georgia, or something from Georgia to Laredo, Texas. I got all those miles that week on top of the 600 more miles twice. I had two 600 miles. So I think I had like 23 to 2,400, almost 2,500 miles that week. And without tax taken out, it was $1,200. When I think when they took it out, it was like $1,067 or 10 something, barely over $1,000. That's the most I ever made with Werner on 48 States, like take home. So I left. I took 3 weeks off because I was emotionally tired, man. I took 3 weeks off, and I took a job at Waste Pro, garbage man. Really fun. I'm talking about how would you love to have garbage spilled in your shoes, on your shirt. You got to pick it up if it falls. And this year, I was getting trained. It was my partner's fault that the damn garbage can fell. I had to pick it up. Oh well. I did that for 3 weeks, and I was done. I was like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Yeah, see ya. And I applied for several companies. Snyder. I applied for JCT, of course. K&B. I think U.S. Express offered 6 months. I was 6 months at a time, so I couldn't get any year jobs or local jobs or anything like that. I applied for TG Lee. They told me no. The tickets were still applying with them. I think they had like 5 years or something like that. Whatever. And I had accidents that weren't my fault. I was rear-ended January. Right before I went to school. I went to school in January. And I was rear-ended like right before I showed up. Right before I applied for Roadmaster. They see that they said it was either my fault or his fault because they didn't know who hit me. Like I was rear-ended, but they concluded that the motorcycle didn't have insurance, and he ran, got his girlfriend's car who was behind us and ran away. So I'm not quite sure how they said it was, either one of us fault because I was rear-ended. I don't know. So they had to investigate. They ultimately told me no. And then I applied for Melton, who was very close second. Very, very close. I had some, my trainer, not my trainer, but a guy I know who's been driving for a long, long time. I asked him, I said, what was his favorite haul? What was he doing once he joined the truck driving? He said, flatbed. He said, once you go flatbed, you'll never do anything else. Switch, it was really, cool. But at that time, I was really hurting for money, so Schneider didn't offer that much. They offered a jet set, which was really cool, but they fly me around the country. Got me in the truck. I thought that was really cool. K&B offered me 2 months out, 8 weeks out, 10 days home. Yeah, I'm not staying out 2 months. I was with my kids at the time. No, absolutely not. And JCT was a close second when I applied for Werner. That was a close second at that time. They said 6 months. So I was gonna wait maybe like a year and a half. But that's how I decided, I like JCT. I like their story. I like that they're. At that time, I didn't know they were bought by Hirschbach. I like the one terminal. Close family. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody loves everybody. The family. I have a big family, so I like that family dynamic. So I'm like, why not? I've been driving for them for a while. As you can see, I'm a bigger dude, so I'm 6 foot, 300 and maybe 17 pounds or something like that. One thing I didn't like about that is they required me to get a sleep study when Werner didn't. I still had, I had a 2-year with Werner, so I still had 18 months. 18 months. And I was like, so you tell me, and it was like, well, they require you to do a sleep study, so they're only going to be 90 days. And I was like, what? Wait, why? And I'm like, why? So I almost walked through it right there. But I didn't. I didn't. Instead, I took it and took a sleep study. I'm kind of really glad because I was, I do have sleep apnea. I don't mind telling people that. I have sleep apnea. And I have kids. So the fact that it scared me when he said that one day I could stop breathing and I could die. It scared me. My kids and my wife. So I'm kind of glad that happened. But get to the pace. So I'm at 21 minutes. Not trying to get too long. Get to the pace. My first check with JCT, including the bonus they gave me $1,000, $500 on my first dispatch, and then I think $500 on delivery or something like that. And then my first load was from Oklahoma to home to Florida. So I believe it was $1,000, something like that. At 60 cents a mile. On top of that, $1,000. So my first paycheck, with the bonus and everything, and then on top of some other the retention and all that thing, was over $2,000. I looked at that paycheck like, I've never made $2,000 a week in my life. And minus, the income tax checks. Never. So you can imagine my excitement. I was like a kid. I was like, $2,000. I just made $2,000. I just made $2,000 in 1 week. And she was like, oh my God, I'm proud of you. Blah, blah, blah. Now what we gonna spend it on? So every time I do, I was like, I gotta keep making this money. Jesus Christ, other time, what can we spend it on? That's the second sentence of her. Out of her mouth, what can we spend it on? First was, I'm proud of you. What can we spend it on now? Well, Jesus Christ, it ain't even getting there. It just got in the bank. It just touched down. It's just, it ain't even comfortable in there yet. You want to spend it? But, paid some bills, and there was a little bit left over. I make it a point to save a little bit. Like I said, JCT offers 2 options. That is company driver, and they offer lease purchase. I heard all the facts. I didn't want to do lease purchase. I wanted to start out. At my first year, I wanted to be a company driver, see how it is, and if I like it, then I'll purchase the truck. I still haven't switched over to lease purchaser. Because I like the money I'm making. Some people chase money for $3,000, $4,000 a year. I'm not. As long as I'm making $1,400, $1,500, I'm good. I have received some low checks from them, but it was mostly because I would go for 4 weeks and then I would take 4 days off. I would take bad times, like in the middle of the week. So at the end of the week, so I would lose 4 days of the 7 days they give us to drive, and then all my runs are usually I can honestly say that no, I have never received a load that was shorter than 700 miles with them, and I'm 90% of the time I always have a preload right even before I deliver. I already have something I'm going to next. I'm always on I-10, Florida to California, Florida to Texas, California to Texas, then Oklahoma to Florida, New York to Florida. I'm always, long as 1,000-mile runs. That's why I love the runs. So, say it by this fact is during the 6 months I worked at Werner, the total amount of money I made, 6 months, 16,000, 17,000. And I just, what was this? This is my almost fifth month. Right now, year to date, just alone from January to February, just January to February, and I'm not talking about last year, I'm talking just January to February, this year to date, I've made almost 14,000 already. I've made 14,000 or something like that. That's 7 weeks, so I'm making $2,000 a week. I won't, and that's almost what I made with 6 months of Warner. So I make pretty good money, and I'm really happy. That's what happened to me during my first year. I'm extremely happy. I love it. I don't regret it. I miss my kids a lot. I miss my wife. But I have to support them. I gotta. What do they say? I have to pay my dues. Maybe one day, I can get closer to my family. But I gotta pay my dues right now. There's experienced drivers that I heard driver 5 or 6 years that still don't have any local rules. I gotta pay my dues. What can you expect your first year of truck driving? From what people told me, I should only expect to make 40 to 50,000 my first year. Of course, I started in March, and after calculating everything I did last year, everything, all my taxes and everything, all 3 jobs, I made, I have a American job. There it is. I made a total of 42,000. So yeah, imagine that. Yeah. My first 6 months, I made 17,000. So how much did I make with 3 months with JCT? $20,000, $20-something thousand. On top of the truck, the garbage company, and then I did DoorDash also, things like that. My first year, all the money I made was 40-something, 42,000, something like that. From just truck driving, over the road jobs, I believe it was 37, 36. I didn't calculate that. Like 20-something with JCT, and 16, 17 with Warner. And truck driving, garbage truck, I did not make bad money. I was making about the same I was making with Warner. Every 2 weeks I get a paycheck for $2,100. So I was making about $1,050 a week, which was not bad at all. It was really not bad at all. I was making $2,000, but it was just an annoyance of picking up the trash up, and my trainer was. I'm not gonna talk about him. So it weared on me really quick. I was fine with the money. I was making $2,000. And that was more than I was making as a security guard. So I was happy. I was like, I'm making more than that. I was making $1,000, and that's take home. So I was bringing home $1,050, $2,000, I think it was $2,250, $22 something a week, every 2 weeks. That's take home. I didn't really pay attention to how much I was making, without the taxes. The taxes still there. So I fully believe that if I would have did it for the last, the first 2 months too, I would have made, if I would have stick with Warner, I would have made about $30,000. But I made $40,000 my first year. I would have made easily $40,000. So I knew what they said was true. What can you expect though, for real? expected. Wow, come on, man. These Texas candies are crazy, man. Definitely today. What can you expect? You can expect the unexpected. One day you're gonna be in rain, one day you're gonna be in snow, one day you're gonna be winds. You're gonna be backing up to all types of different places. You're gonna be meeting outstanding people. Some of the best people I've ever met, as truck drivers. Some of the best people who have the best stories and the most fun is the truck driver. Amazing people I've met. So much wisdom. Encouragement. I ask them questions. What can I expect my second year? What can I expect my third year? How do you cope with the lonely nights sometimes where you video chat your kids? All you want to do is transport there. You just want to go right now, be there right now, because she's telling you that, oh, your daughter, she took a picture of your daughter in a cute outfit. I'm talking about her first day of school. And you're in California, she's in Florida, and you're like, I'm missing it. Those are questions I ask them. There's no answer that you can't figure out yourself. You're doing what you have to do to support your family. You're out here supporting your family on dangerous highways, thousands of miles away, for your kids in your life. Questions like, what's your favorite part of truck driving? A lot of guys. Hardly anybody says money. A lot of guys is the people that they work with, the people that they meet, the people that they have. That they're blessed to meet every day. I've heard one guy say that it's freedom. I'm a single guy, I live in my truck. So I don't pay rent, I don't do anything. I just live in my truck, and I can take vacations anywhere I want to. If I want to go to Las Vegas, I go to Las Vegas. If I want to go to New York, I go to New York. If I want to go to California, I go to California. I've flown. He's drove for 2 years. He said I've flown to different countries. That's his favorite part, the freedom. That he's not accountable. He don't got no kids. He goes home every once in a while to his mom and dad, but he basically lives on the road. It's freedom, which I thought was really cool. That's how I thought. I mean, this is like a young single guy's game right now. No responsibility. But I'm at 33 minutes. Wow, I'm just talking. I'm sorry. But that was his favorite part. Ask me my favorite part. My favorite part of truck driving, my first year. You're probably already guessed it. I would say the people. I learned so many things about life out here, honestly. I've learned what it feels like to drive for 11 straight hours. And you look at your 14-hour clock, and it literally, by the time you pull in the truck stop, it literally has 12 seconds. Sometimes your drive clock has. The lowest I've ever had with my drive clock was negative 12 seconds. I was backing in, and I didn't realize, my drive clock was still driving. I was backing in. I looked up, it was 12 seconds. Okay. I hit it off, and then I continued to back up. My favorite part is, what I learn about life, like people I talk to, and loves. I love loves. I'm not gonna lie, I love loves. I don't go to any other truck stop if I can't help it unless loves. I love loves. I love them. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, maybe because the points. I mean, I don't know. It's every company loves card. You know, I have over $400 in loves points. I'm saving up for something really special. Maybe $600 or $700. I can do a really good, you know, navigation system. Whatever. I don't pay for the fuel, so it's just extra money in my pocket. You know? So I love loves points. They ask me every day, you want to use the points? No. Keep the boys on that car. I love loves. I just love them. You know, the shower. Most of their truck stops have great showers. I never have to pay for a shower. If I go to TA, I gotta pay for a shower. If I go to Pilot, I gotta pay for a shower, which is really depressing. But I love loves, and I love the people. You know, a lot of the loves people are really, 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 really nice. Wow, 3 minutes I'm just talking about loves. I mean, but I love loves, and I love the people. Man, that's my favorite part. Honestly, the people that you could see. Somebody who's driving for 20 years. You can tell he's driving for 20 years because he looks like he's been driving for 20 years. And you can walk up and ask him, hey, no, I don't mean to bother you. But I haven't drove a year yet. You asked him how long he's been driving. He said 26 years. And I was like, okay, so let me ask you a question. The difference between, you know, when you started it now, what can I don't know if I can expect it, but what can I probably expect if I've been driving for 26 years from now? He would tell you, and the guy who still got the most of me drove for Schneider, and not gonna lie, he drove for Schneider. He's been driving for Schneider for 10 years. Before that, he drove for a private company for about 10 years, and then before that, for 6 years, he drove for Werner. Yeah, I think Werner. Yeah, I think he's at Werner. And he said when he started, it was what it was. And now it is not nowhere near the same. Back then, he thought he was the top of the world. Right now, he's an owner lot. Pulling for Schneider. And he said that he loves it more now than he did then. He says that he is not on top of the world, but he is above the world. He loves what he does. He's able to take his grandkids on the road. He's able to do all these things for them to take them place. Allow his grandkids to see the United States, something that he never seen until he was 25. Almost 60 now. He didn't see that. He didn't see, you know, grew up in anything. He said Kansas, didn't see nothing, no, besides Oklahoma and cities like that. You know, never been to Florida, nothing like that, until he turned 26 or 27. And he said that's the best part, you know, to have his grandkids see that. At 5 to 6 years, 7, 8 years old, 9, 10 years old. His grandkids to see the United States, the Grand Canyon, Niagara Falls, in Canada. I don't think he went to Canada, but I think they went to the Grand Canyon, LA. They've been to, you know, national parks and forests and different amusement parks all over the country. Something that he never experienced. That's his favorite part. He never spent that time with his grandkids and his kids. His son can go with him. His son also drives now. So that was his favorite part. Anything else? I've got 40 minutes. I apologize for this. The stress it puts on my relationship. If you're married or if the fiance is having kids, it is gonna create some stress, some obstacles. You know, you're gonna have to get used to video chatting your kids for about 2 to 3 to 4 weeks, and then seeing them for 2 to 3 to 4 days. And they go to school, so you don't see them every day. When they get home, you'll get to kiss them and love on them and, you know, feed them and play with them a little bit, and then at 6 and 7 o'clock you gotta go to bed. Or if it's a weekend, you get to play all night. too, without pain. And when my wife calls me because she can't get my daughter to calm down because it hurts so bad. My daughter is 3. It hurts so bad. And all you can do is sit on the phone on the opposite side of the country and try to assure your daughter that everything's going to be okay. That get used to that. Because that happens to me a lot. I had to get, I'm going to say, it may not be your story, but I had to get used to it. Being thousands of miles away from my daughter while she's in pain and crying. All you want to do is hug her and kiss her and love on her. My son has autism. He's 6. And he doesn't talk. And used to playing with him, wrestling with him, and yelling at him for not eating his food when you know all he wants is candy, and you want him to eat broccoli, which he loves broccoli, but he'll eat the broccoli and want the candy, but don't eat the chicken or eat none of that. All he wants is broccoli, carrots, green beans, any candy, preferably chocolate. You miss those things of even the things where you eat your food, please eat. You miss those times where your wife calling you and she's telling you to tell him to eat, and you gotta do it from 1,000 miles away. I gotta do it from 1,000 miles away. You gotta get used to your wife and you getting the more, I would say, disagreements, but sometimes we yell at each other. I'm not home. Today is Valentine's Day, and I am right now, I'm about to be in San Antonio, Texas. It's Valentine's Day. Now I'm in San Antonio, Texas. You gotta get used to your wife yelling at you for not being home. Though some of you have understanding wives. I mean, she understands to a point. But you gotta get used to. I gotta get used to her getting mad at me because I'm only home for 2 to 3 to 4 days, and then I gotta go again. And then I'm going for 2 to 3 or 4 weeks. I'm home 3 to 4 days out of the month. You got used to living in the truck, but paying $1,800 for an apartment. $700 for a car that you don't drive. Maybe twice, 2 to 3 times a month, you can drive that car. But you pay $700 for it. $200 for insurance. $1,800 for rent. Trash bill. You pay everything. You pay water bill, pay light bill, cable bill, all that. But you in this truck. You here. I'm here. Looking down the road. Sometimes seeing the same places from back and forth. I tell you, just seeing the same places all day, every day. You know, I remember 3 weeks in a row where at the same time every week for 3 straight weeks I was in the same spot. Like I would go straight. It was from Atlanta to California, California to Atlanta, Atlanta to California. 3 weeks in a row. I see the same roads straight down. Once you get on 10. Go straight down. I would take the route to where I go through Alabama. You get on 10. I think it was out to 20. You get on 10 or whatever, and then I just head straight. A lot of it is to Corona, California. Sometimes, one time I went to almost to LA. I believe it was Rancho Cucamonga, which I'm an Ohio State fan. Shout out CJ Stroud from Rancho Cucamonga, California. I love Buckeyes, go Bucks. Which was really cool to see in Rancho Cucamonga, California, the home of one of the greatest quarterbacks ever played at Ohio State. Of course, we lost to Michigan 2 years in a row, but that ain't his fault. Played his ass off every game. But you got to get used to it, man. My first year driving, I had to drive through snow for the first time. I had to almost drive off the road for the first time because another truck in front of me drove off the road. My truck drove off the road in front of me, and I had to swerve to avoid him, and I almost went off the opposite side of the road, but I was able to straighten out. I got out and I checked on the guy, and I have on good boots, but I almost busted my ass. Ice, I'm sorry, thick ice, and I called 911, and they said, well, that road right there, unfortunately, doesn't get iced. It doesn't get scraped. Shut down the I. When I got on I-40, I shut that down for like years. It was really bad there. Truck sliding off the road. And it was horrible. That happened like a month ago. Not even about a month ago. In January, early January, there was a big storm, and I think the roads was frozen up north, which is common, but which I thought it was common. On I-80 and the I-40, places like that, frozen a lot. I had to get used to being alone. When you grow up in a big family, I grew up in a big family. Being around my kids and my wife and her family and my family, you gotta get used to being by yourself every day. Working, get up. I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm off the road by 3 in the evening, sometimes 4 or 5. Back on the road at 3 o'clock. Every day. Never fails. Every day I'm driving, I'm up at 3 o'clock. Even when I'm at home, I can't help but get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Because sometimes my dumb ass forget to cut my alarm off, and other times I just wake up. But I'm almost at 50 minutes. I'm gonna end it here. If you watch the whole video, I ramble on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna start doing regular shorter videos. What happened today or what happened the day before, or my experiences. But this is what happened my first year of truck driving, and what my thoughts is, and the people I've met, and who I drive for, and who I used to drive for. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, it's an 8.5. Because I love the people. I love what I do right now. I love the experiences. I love the people, the places that I've seen. I look forward to taking my wife with me very soon, hopefully. I believe I get 8.5 because I can't say it's perfect because I miss my kids so much. I miss my kids so much. Like every day, all day. Even when I'm at home, I miss them because I know how much I missed. Overall, it's 8.5. I love what I do, and I'm out here to support my family. Hopefully, I'll be out here forever. I plan on doing this for 20 years. I plan on doing this for 20 years. I plan on maybe 30 years or whatever. There's a guy at Jay-Z's team that they say they're driving a year, national driving a year. They've been doing it for 30 or 40 years. 10 million miles, something like that. I want to be a million miles. I want to drive for 10 million miles. I want to drive, I want to do this. I want to teach my son how to drive a truck. I want to do all these things. Anyways, it's been almost been 50 minutes. I appreciate anybody who watched the video or stayed and watched the video or whatever. If you only watched a couple minutes, I appreciate it. Well, of course, if you're hearing this, you watch the whole video. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Once again, my name is Steve. I drive for Sean Krishna Trucking. Hey, stay safe. I'll see y'all out there, man.